All right, hockey fans, here we go. Rangers, Canes, game 3. Canes are desperate. They're so desperate that they've decided to start Kochetkov. You don't know how many times I practice saying that name. I can only say it right off camera, so I'm not trying to butcher his name. They're going to start the dude that ain't Anderson, because Anderson apparently needs rest. Now. Right now. Now, I know he had the health issue earlier in the season, so maybe he's not at tip-top peak physical condition. But it's a choice. It is a choice that Brindamore is making. There's no question there. Now, the Canes have had their fair share of mishaps in the playoffs, and so have the Rangers. And what I've seen so far in this series is it looks like the Rangers are ready to take the next step to become Eastern Conference, finals regular. And the Canes kind of look like they're ready to take a step anywhere that doesn't involve overtime in the playoffs, because they have to be pretty well damn sick and tired of overtime in the playoffs. That's it. We're in Carolina. So if anything is going to happen where the Canes can get this series maybe even. Wow. Good English. If they can get the series even, it's going to happen here, and Kochetkov is the guy. Now, speaking of being in Carolina, I have an interesting dynamic here on this channel. I am a Panthers fan. Been doing videos for Panthers for 8 seasons. I do other NHL stuff. My son and I stream a lot. When we pick up another series, another playoff series, we will pick a team. Each of us pick a team to root for. I picked Carolina because the gentleman that bought me this hat was a fan of the channel, passed away over the summer. So my son's wearing the Ranger jersey. Panthers fan. But I'm got Rangers fans upset at me in the comments because I'm rooting too much for Carolina. Now, it's not because I hate the Rangers. It's not because I'm afraid for the Panthers to play the Rangers. It's because those are the teams we picked. And when I record a video, if we have a whole series going, I try my best to pick a team and stick with that team and be generally pleased when that team does well. I mean, the Rangers are winning the series 2-0. And the fans are concerned about my dumb ass wearing a Canes jersey. Go Canes! Alright, 1-0 Carolina after 1. That seemed like a very long first period. Feels like we sat there for an hour. There was a lot of stoppages, penalties, 4-on-4s, and couple of scrums and everything else going on. A lot of activity for the first period. It'd be interesting to see if they escalate like the Panthers and Bruins did yesterday, or if we have seen all of the festivities. The Canes seem to have had the better of the play. They really outshot the Rangers. I think it was something like 14-6 or something like that last I saw. But the Canes are the Canes. They just can't quite bury all the chances that they're going to get. The Rangers, I suspect they're going to come out and play a better second period. They did not look all that enthused in the first. Shesterkin looks like he's on his game tonight. So there's that. And Kochetkov, I almost said his name right. He's doing okay. Rangers haven't really tested him yet, so we'll see how that goes. Move on to second period. All right, so it's 1-1 after 2. Carolina gives up the lead on a shorthanded goal. I feel like they've had 10 power plays tonight. Both sides, but the refs have just been calling every single minor stick infraction that they can find. It is very odd, some of the calls they're making in the playoffs. You usually don't see some of these calls. They even had an embellishment earlier. That said, I don't understand this team, this Carolina team. I've never seen a team play in the same manner for so many years in a row and have the same exact problem, which is they can't ever get that one more goal in the playoff game. And just over and over again. And if this team loses this game again in a double, triple overtime tonight, I mean, their mental state can't be good. Whee! right, it is 2-2, and we are headed for overtime. Yes, we're having a lot of fun on the stream. Okay, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Carolina played the entire third period, and it just didn't look like they realized the gravity of the situation. Like, it did not look like they realized, we lose this game, it's pretty much over, right? They're just kind of playing their game, and credit to them when they finally stepped it up a little bit, pulled the goalie. There was a deflection. Aho breaks his stick, puck comes back out. Svechnikov puts it back in. I know that there were some people wondering about, Aho still holding on to the stick. Number one, it didn't really have an effect on the play, but number two, it's not reviewable anyway. So, there's that. Right towards the end of regulation, Kochetkov made a save with a poke check, and it reminded me of Bob's Game 5 save against Marchand as time was expiring. Now, that would have won the series for Boston. This would have made it 3-0 Rangers, which pretty much would have won the series. So, if the Canes come back and somehow win this series, that save, that's the one you point to. That said, the Canes haven't had the best luck in overtime, like ever, in the playoffs. It's been a while for them. Like I said, after what we did to them, and then the other night in double overtime, look, hockey gods, even if it's the only game they win, even if it's the only game the Canes win, come on, they let them win one. The fan base should not be subjected to the torture that would be another like 2 or 3 overtimes, and then Trocheck puts it in because there was a loose puck that bounced off of somebody's head, and then it went off somebody's shoulder, and it ran, and it went on its side, and it ran all the way around the net. Nobody got to it, and Trocheck hit it, and it goes off Kochetkov's paddle, and it hits the crossbar, and then it drops back down, and it does a spin. You remember that little quarter game you would play, and you would do the little flick, and it would spin, and the puck just spins, and at 1 millisecond, for 1 millisecond while it was spinning, it wasn't touching the line, and review calls it a good goal, and they win, and the Rangers win the game. I hope that doesn't happen. Well, hell, the New York Rangers are now 7-0 in these playoffs. A minute 40-something into overtime, Trocheck sends the puck into the crease, and Panarin deflects it, and it goes off Kochetkov's arm and in, and all of the work that the Canes did goes for nothing, and they just cannot get the extra goal in the playoffs. Just can't happen. You got to give credit to the Rangers. Now, what I will say to those Panther fans that are watching is that the way that we could pretend that this works in our favor is that if we have to take 6 games for Boston and the Rangers sweep the Canes, then it will be the Rangers sitting there with a week off, taking all the interviews with the media, talking about how great they are. So there's that. Look, Shesterkin, he faced, I think it was something, last I saw was 46 shots. Now, on one hand, you could say a lot of the shots weren't really, it wasn't like he was making acrobatic saves all over the place. But still, 46, 47 saves in a night, that's still a heavy workload. Can't take anything away from him. Rangers defense is just, the way the Rangers are playing. They're President's Trophy team, right? And they're playing like it. And, we got to beat Boston in terms of the Panthers. I'm not worried about the Rangers right now. We got to beat Boston. Every team matches up differently against each other, so we'll worry about the Rangers should that be what happens. But in terms of the Canes, it's just like the bus it's melted. The wheels haven't even come off. Like the wheels were getting wobbly, and now it's like an Indiana Jones movie, and it's just melting, and it's just disintegrating in front of your eyes. It's like, how can a team be that cursed and that unable to close out a playoff game? I mean, I know they beat the Isles, but come on. Come on now. Okay? This is the kind of thing, in my opinion, that is going to get Brendan. If they get swept, Brendan Moore is going to be gone. We'll just start there. We were talking about it on the stream. Watch Brendan Moore go to Toronto. Jeez. And, you know, Rangers got a good team. They have all the pieces. So we'll see. Is Carolina going to make a series of this? Probably not. Could they win Game 4? Maybe. But even tonight, Carolina just never... You did not see... This is not the same team. It's not the same team energy-wise and effort level-wise that Panthers saw in last year's Eastern Conference Finals. It's not the same. It's not the same energy, effort level. I'm not taking anything against the Rangers. I'm not taking anything away from them. But the Canes kind of look already pre-defeated. You know what I mean? It's just, oh man, oh man, oh man. We got all sat down, right? We got 200 people on the stream, and we got the donuts, and we're like, let's go. Let's do 2 overtimes. Let's go 3 overtimes. We're talking about how many overtimes will we stream, and we're like, we're streaming till the game's over, right? And $1.40 in. $1.40 in. We didn't even get a chance to have extra donuts. Come on. Oh, it must really, 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 10 reallys, 20 because of the toes. It must really be frustrating to be like a real hardcore fan of this team, because to continually get let down in the same exact manner, that, well, I know what it's like to continually get let down in the same exact manner, thanks to my Miami Dolphins crumbling into a pile of melted bus every December. So I guess that must be what it's like to have your season end in the exact same fashion every year, regardless of the coach or the players or the moves that get made. It ends the same way. So I can definitely empathize with you. And Ranger fans, all I can say is, welcome to the channel. We ain't done yet. You ain't done that. But I will preemptively say that before any of you think about trash talking and whatnot, please take a look at the channel and catch the vibe. My son and I run this channel. We've been running it for 8 years. We welcome all fan bases. But if anybody's looking for the, let's just say, some of the nastiness that you see in the comments section and in the communities on other areas and other channels, you won't find that here, because none of us are like that, and we don't tolerate it either. So there's that. But you're welcome. Everybody's welcome. But it's all cool, man. Everybody's cool here. So we'll put it that way. All right. Colin will be live tomorrow morning at noon. Then we'll be live again 1/2 hour before the Panthers and Bruins head on to Game 3. Those of you who are used to this channel, Matthias, my son, will be here tomorrow night. He'll be here Saturday night as well. Kyle is still streaming, and that's it. That's it, Canes. I mean, I know that they might win Game 4, but oh man, so I wanted more donuts.